In this episode of Kayaking for Seniors, I'm going to discuss a critically important topic, rescue. Stay tuned. Boy, I tell you, rescue is critical for us older guys. You've got gray hair. You never know when that heart attack may happen, or you slip on a rock and you twist your knee and you just can't move. What are you going to do? Well, if you're in a kayak, you're probably out on a big lake or inshore here where I fish. And if you're up in the mountains fishing for trout, I love my fly fishing, well then you're probably out of cell phone contact. Now, if you're within cell phone range, well, there's not much of a problem. You can just dial 911 and hope they get there in time. But many of the places that I fish have no coverage at all. And so back in 2006, when I started having to go fish for myself on days off up in the mountains, and all those trips are documented on my website that I'll link up down below, I bought 2 personal beacons. Yes, 2, because I wanted a 100% backup to be sure that someone would come haul my butt out if I got into trouble. And if you as a senior go out anywhere that requires no cell phone contact, well then you need to get some sort of personal rescue beacon yourself. Wait, there's more, there's one more. If you fish inshore, you can use a VHF radio, and if you do that, I recommend you buy the kind that will also transmit your location. Of course, you may have range issues, and that will drive you to the satellite beacon. And I'm going to talk about these 2 options right here. Every year you see some sad story of some people out on the boat, that the boat gets flipped and no one knows where they are because they were idiots. They didn't have one of these devices with them that could have home search and rescue right to them. Now, the first one I got was the satellite spot. This dates to 2006. Can't get this one anymore, thankfully, because all their new ones are much more capable. Now, the new ones cost about $250, and the downside is that you have to have an annual subscription. The good news is that you can get rescue insurance along with that, which is critical if you're going to get a bill for a big helicopter and a search and rescue team to come in and pull your butt out of the fire. Now, the other great benefit of the Spot, and I think the Garmin InReach is another option like this, is that the batteries are replaceable. If you go with the ACR, which is the other most popular type of rescue beacon, the batteries are not replaceable theoretically, except through one of their service centers. The batteries last for 5 years, but the upside is you do not need an annual subscription to use one of these devices. Of course, the downside is they cost a lot more. The floating version of this, and again, this dates from 2006, 2007, the floating version costs about $406. Now, I'll have links to all this kind of stuff down in the description, so you can go out to Amazon and make some comparisons. But the bottom line is, you can't trust your life to your cell phone. If you go where no man has gone before, you've got to have a way to have the cavalry come and get you if you slip and fall. And in fact, this happened to my fishing buddy when we were up on Hughes Run in the mountains of Virginia last year. Luckily, we were only about 100 yards away from the parking lot, and crossing the first stream, he slipped and tore his ACL and ripped his meniscus. And he's got surgery on March 22nd to get that repaired. Obviously, we were able to get him back to the parking lot, and that had a happy ending. But it may not always. So, if you're an old guy, or even if you're a smart guy, you need to get some kind of personal locator beacon to make sure you can survive one of your outdoor events. Any stories on this? Comments? Throw them down below. Thanks.